Hello dudes and dudettes, it's Justin here. I've finally succumbed and I'm doing Stairway to Heaven. I spent the morning this morning going over it pretty carefully, seen a whole heap of transcriptions and stuff, and there's no kind of vids and tabs around that look kind of correct to me, so I've gone through it and tried to write it out as best I can. I'm pretty sure it's nearly all accurate. If there's any bits that I'm kind of doubtful about, I will tell you as we go along. I'm going to put a tab on my website, which is justinguitar.com, for those of you that don't know. It's only a handwritten tab, just what I wrote down as I was transcribing it. It's a little messy, but I'm sure you'll get the idea. I've broken it into different parts. On the little tab that I've written out, I've called it hash, or I think Americans call it the pound sign, and then A, and I'm going to refer to that as part A. So we've got part A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Done the whole thing, the solo, little solo at the end, and the whole shizzle is there. So, just before I start talking too much, I'll just play you part A, which is what we're going to look at first, and I'll go through and show you the left hand and talk about the right hand stuff as well, and then we'll just go through it bit by bit. It's probably going to be quite a few videos long, this, because I intend on taking it nice and slow, letting you guys get it down properly. So part A is the intro, and I'll just play it for you first, for those very few people, I imagine, that have actually never heard the intro to Stairway to Heaven before. Just the first part, part A, sounds like this. So that's part A. So we'll get up there and have a look at the left hand first of all. I'll talk about the chords and what's going on, and then we'll have a look at the picking. Okay, so here we are. This is the 5th fret here where my first finger is, and you can see there I'm covering 3 strings. It's okay to cover 4 strings as well. That's a bit useful later on, but I always go for the 3-string version. It feels a little more comfortable. And your 3rd finger is going to reach over to the 7th fret of the 4th string. So we're going to start just playing straight up that from the 4th string all the way to the 1st string. So we have this, and this is an A minor chord, by the way. Pretty straightforward. That's the 1st chord. Now 2nd chord, 2nd finger is coming down and going behind where the 3rd finger was originally. That note was the note A, and now the 2nd finger is going on the note G sharp. And little finger is going down on the 7th fret of the thinnest string. Some people want to use their 3rd finger, that's fine. I prefer using my little finger, it doesn't really matter. And when we go on to this one, we pluck the 2 outside strings of this chord, which is the 4th string and the 1st string together, and then pluck the 2nd string and the 3rd string. So we get... and then finishing off with that note on the 1st string again. So 2nd chord. Then the bar now comes over the full length to cover the 4 strings. Little finger goes up a fret, and we do the same picking pattern. So the 4th and the 1st together, 2nd string, 3rd string, and back to the 1st string. So let's go over those first 3, because then I'm going to have to move position. That involves me moving the camera and stuff. So we've got this. For those of you that want to know the chords, this is an A minor. This is a A minor 9 major 7th, or A minor 9 over G sharp. Could call it a few different things. The next chord, this is an A minor 7 over G. And the next chord we're about to go to is a D over F sharp, but I have to adjust the camera for that. Okay, here's our D over F sharp. We've got our 3rd finger in the 4th fret of the 4th string, a little bar with our 1st finger covering strings 1, 2 and 3, and 2nd finger going down in the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Same picking pattern as before, so 4th and 1st together, then 2nd string, 3rd string, and then 1st string again. Pretty straightforward chord. And then 3rd finger, the rest of the chord lifts up, 3rd finger moves back 1 fret. If I can just shuffle my way over here. 2nd finger is going the 2nd fret 3rd string, 1st finger is going the 1st fret 2nd string. So it's going 3, 2, 1, and the thinnest string, the E string, is open, and that's where we get this little. That's the fourth string and the open string together. Then second string, third string, second, first, second, third. Then we've got the very last part we've got, which is playing a B here with the second finger on the second fret of the fifth string, and we're also plucking the open G string and the open B string, which are the second and third strings. And then we're finishing off with an A minor chord there. We're really only playing that note and that note, so you could just use those fingers if you want, but I think it's, if you get the whole A minor chord, it should be kind of familiar to you. Okay, here we are for a quick look at the part A for the right hand. You'll see that fingers 1, 2 and 3 are settled there on the thinnest 3 strings. Thumb is taking care of that, the fourth string there. It's pretty straightforward. Straight up. Then here you've got thumb and third finger. Same pattern again. Same pattern again. Or almost the same. So here we've got the thumbs moved over to the fifth string. So we're just playing 3 notes for that bit. Again. Okay, that was part A. Now there's a very slight variation for those of you that want to get kind of really fussy about it. After the little, he plays an open A string. It slides up to the 8th fret on the 5th string with the second finger, and then drops that back to the note E, which is the 7th fret of the 5th string. So now, if he's going to go from there to jump straight back to that chord again, it's kind of difficult. So the way he gets around that, and it just happens every second time when he's playing this riff through, after the slide, he starts the next time by playing that. So if you put down that same A minor shape that you started with originally, but you pluck instead the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and you just use the finger, thumb 1, 2, 3 again. And then when you go to the next chord, the A minor 9 with the G sharp bass, right hand moves back to the position it was in before, taking care of the first 4 strings, and as you pluck that first note with the G sharp, you let your thumb mute out that low A string because it doesn't want to ring out for the whole thing because you lose that descending bass effect. So on the repeat, so it's gone open, and you're there. And just as you pluck that second chord, you let your thumb touch that string. That's being really super fussy, just because lots of people make comments if I don't teach it exactly like it is on the record. So this is pretty much exactly like it is on the record. So that's part A, which is kind of the first half of the intro.